I'm Vicki with Avante Jewelry, and today we're going to make some Valentine earrings. I know I have Valentines in my hands, not earrings, but believe me, there's earrings underneath there. And I'm going to show you how to make them.
Everything's moving slower. I don't know what it is you do. I've been looking at you all night, trying to figure you out. I just want to make you smile. Hold your hand in my hand, looking at the sunset. Man, you're looking good tonight.
I've been pretty busy today working on some Valentine earrings. In fact, I even pulled out some vintage Valentines to share with you throughout the video. I thought it might be fun. These are some oldies but goodies. So the first one before we get started says, if you want to know what's cookin', cookie, I'm your Valentine. Geneva Brown, Love, Miss Baines, 1944. The little heart is torn, but still, I think it's really cute. So I'll share one of these in between each of the earrings that we're going to make today.
It's what you're doing that's making me feel like I'm falling. Yeah, I'm falling in love. Falling in love. You set my wheels in motion.
And I hope my pink background is showing as pink, not purple. For the first pair, you'll need 2 head pins. These are 2-inch long head pins. I have 2 cat's eye pink hearts, a couple of spacer beads that are little flowers. I don't know if you've ever seen these before, and then I have 4 3mm round beads. Add one of the round beads on the head pin. In fact, I'm going to show you how I do this the fast way. Quite often I make 2 earrings at a time. So 2 round beads, the pink glass hearts, the flower spacer bead, and the 2 round beads. Look how easy those were. Now we just need to put some ear wires on here, and I think I'm just going to go with some lever back, whatever you want to call it. Round nose pliers. You could probably get by with a shorter head pin, but 2 inches is what I typically have on hand. Push the beads down all the way. I like to put my thumbnail right on top of that top bead, bend it at a right angle. These round nose pliers have a cutter on them too. I cut it down to about 1/4 inch. Just get a hold of it. I'm not quite 1/4 inch in, and roll that. You know what though? I'm going to slip this in here. Why not? Slip the ear wire on before I close it up. One earring down. Let's do the other one. Push the beads down. Cut it down to about 1/4 inch. And I have a place on my round nose pliers that I just look for. If you want to mark yours with a marker, you can do that. Put the ear wire on. Or you could put the ear wire on after. You could open up sideways and put that on, but I'm just going for it. Pair number 1, done. And at the end of the video, I'll ask you to vote and let me know which pair of earrings you like the best. Before I do pair number 2, in black and white, it's plain to see, you're the Valentine for me. I love you. Isn't that cute? This one is also signed to Geneva Brown from Jean. I can't read the last name, but another cute Valentine. Let's make the next pair of earrings. For this pair of earrings, you'll need 2 hearts, and these are fairly wide, chunky stone hearts. Fairly wide. 2 of those. I have 2 4mm round beads, light pink. You can use any color that you'd like. I have 2 metal leaves. You've probably seen these before on a strand. And they have a hole drilled right here on the side. And then these are just components that you can use in a bracelet. They have 2 holes drilled in them opposite of each other, hole across from each other. I have 2 of these, and then I have 6 tiny little seed beads in silver and 2 2-inch head pins. Let's just do these one at a time. I'm going to put a little seed bead on the bottom so that the heart doesn't accidentally break through someday. You know how sometimes the bead can wear away. So I have just a little seed bead there. And then I'm going to add another seed bead. I hope that's showing up against the pink. Maybe using the pink wasn't such a good idea. And then I have a leaf and another seed bead. And for here, it's a little tricky. You need to find the hole, but also take your little round pink bead, I'll show you here, and find the hole to that, and run the head pin through one of the holes on the round component, through the bead, and through the hole on the opposite side. And what do you see here? Do you see a little flower? That's what I'm going for, and I actually like it quite a bit. Let's add our 3mm bead on top and finish up this earring. So we're doing one at a time on here. And I'm just going to make sure I have all the beads pressed down really well, as tight as I can, and bend this at the top of the top bead, trim it down to about 1/4 inch, make the loop, and I do need some ear wires for this. And I'm just going to use some French ear wires. You can use whatever type of ear wires that you'd like. Close that up. Make sure it's closed all the way. And we have our first little flower earring. Oh my gosh, it's the first time I've ever made anything like that. In fact, everything that I'm showing you today in this video is the first time that I've made these. I've been playing. Okay, we've got our seed bead, our heart bead. We need another seed bead, and then the leaf. Another seed bead. And then we need to pick up this round component as well as our little round bead and fit this head pin through the hole of the round component, through the holes on the bead, and then out the other end until we have a little flower. And then I like to use this little 3mm bead on top. I am pushing everything down. I just noticed the seed bead doesn't want to go all the way down this head pin. It's probably the head pin. Let's find out if it's the head pin. I'll put another one on here. Yeah, that one goes down all the way, so do watch for that. It won't take long at all to rebuild this. I think I've got everything. Seed bead heart, seed bead leaf, seed bead round component with a bead in the center and a small round bead at the top. And it looks like I have an extra one here. Let's push the beads all the way down. Put my thumb right there, thumbnail, trim this down to about 1/4 inch. Let's make a loop. We can go ahead and slip the ear wire in and close that up. It's not as round as maybe it could be, but it's okay. They match. I can make it rounder if I make the loop before I attach the ear wire. So what do you think? We have these cute little flowers that are going to, the leaf is going to spin around. There's no way around that. And we have 2 little Valentine flower earrings. That's pair number 2. Let's move on to pair number 3. But first, another Valentine. You're as cute as a squirrel, be my Valentine. I thought it might have a date, but I don't see it. From Patricia Rowland. For pair number 3, I have 2 eye pins. An eye pin has a loop on one end. And I have 2 little pewter heart beads, 2 pewter, I say pewter because that's actually the metal it's made from, but silver tone heart charms. I'm not sure if I'm going to work in these little butterflies or not, but I have 2 butterfly beads, 2 crystal bicones, and 2 3mm round beads. So let's take our eye pins, add the hearts, the bicones, the crystal bicones, and you can go smaller with this if you want. This is an 8mm. Let's try the butterflies on top and then a round bead. For some reason I just like butterflies and hearts. So that's what we're looking at here. We could also try the butterfly before the crystal. Let's take a look at it. And that does not work. It doesn't want to lay correctly against the heart. So let's just add this butterfly on top. Does anyone besides me love butterflies? So that's what we have. I'm going to go ahead and finish this off. And for these, I'm going to use post ear wires, bending this. I didn't have to trim any off because I don't have too much at the top. I'm going to make a loop. In fact, I'm going to show you this time how, I can just finish the loop before I attach the ear wire. This one here, let's add the butterfly on top and a little round bead. These are very dainty. Make the loop. I always get a better loop if I make the loop before I attach the ear wire. To attach the ear wire, I have needle nose pliers, and I'm just going to open up this loop sideways. Yes, sideways. Slip this on here. These earrings don't have a specific front or back, so I'm just slipping this on here. Closing it up, pinching it closed. I'm going to do the same thing here. Open it sideways. Slip on the ear wire. And close it up. So that's what we have so far. Now I want to attach this little heart charm to the bottom. It's a little bit larger than this heart. That's okay. It's going to be the little dangle, the little charm. I'm going to open up this loop on the eye pin. And this is a two-sided heart. So I'm going to slip this on here. You could also use a little jump ring to attach it if you want. I'm going to see how it falls, how it lays before I go to. I think it's going to be fine. I am, however, going to close my loop up just a little more at the top. Let's open up the loop on the eye pin. It's always nice when the charm is two-sided. You don't have to think too much when it's two-sided. Either side will look fine. And I like to use needle nose pliers because I can get in here really close to close that up. You use whatever works for you. Just make sure it's closed. And there we go. We've got two little dangle earrings with a short post. Now these earrings come with, these little butterfly backs to them. But honestly, I always give these little rubber earring backs with my earrings. I like these much better than I do the metal ones. These are silver plated, but it can be easy to slip this in at an angle and lose that back, where with the silicone, they stay on here really well. And I do have a link for these below the video. You can get these pretty inexpensively. Pair number 3 is done. How easy was that? Let's move on to number 4, and I've got another Valentine. It's your move, Valentine. So say you'll be mine. A little kitty cat playing checkers. Is it signed? Yes. Oh, these all came from Geneva. I did buy a box of these at a sale. To Geneva from Bobby. Cute. Pair number 4. I have 2 2-inch head pins. I have 2 vintage cube beads, and they're just plastic. They look like glass, but they're plastic. I have 2 round puffy heart beads. They have a little heart design. I hope that's showing up here. And they're really, really puffy. I have 2 rhinestone rondelles with an AB finish, 2 3mm round beads, and 2 little silver seed beads. Let's take our head pin, add a little seed bead to the bottom, add the cube, whether it's glass or plastic. I don't know if you're working with vintage or newer beads, but pink cube. Add our rhinestone rondelles with the AB finish. When I say AB, AB means Aurora Borealis. That's the finish on these little rhinestone rondelles. They have a lot of color, a lot of reflection. I do need to make sure that I put these beads facing the right way so that the heart is upright, because earlier when I was playing around, I put one upside down. So make sure if you have these little heart puffy beads, that you have them facing the right direction. Let's add our little round bead. And this is what we have. Need to pick out some ear wires. I think I'll use the French ear wires again. Just push the beads down. This little seed bead is to make sure that this cube bead doesn't break someday at the bottom and fall off the head pin. Just bend this at a right angle. Take your cutters. Mine is on my round nose pliers. You can find a link for these below the video. All my tools and supplies that I can recommend are below the video. You have to look for the word more and open up the drop down box, and it has all the information. Push all the beads down again. Put your thumbnail off the top of that top bead. If you need to, pull back a little bit and straighten up and close it up. Always check your ear wires to make sure they're the same size, made the same way. Sometimes they're not, even though they all come from the same place, you know, wherever you purchase them from. Open this up sideways. I can either open up the loop on the ear wire or here on the earring. I'm going to open it sideways on the earring. Slip this on. Close it up. Give it a little pinch. That earring is done. Or, as I said, you can open it up sideways on here. Always sideways. Doesn't do well if you try to open it up in the curve, unless you're just adjusting something slightly. Close that up. And here's our fourth pair of little pink Valentine earrings with the little puffy heart bead. If you're enjoying this video, appreciate a thumbs up, comment, and if you haven't done so, please subscribe. Before we do pair number 5, what do we need? We need a Valentine, a vintage Valentine. I'd sheer like to be your Valentine. Will you be mine? Little sheep. Oh my gosh. A lamb. Again, to Geneva from Betty. Sweet. I did work on this a little bit before showing it to you here, because this is using the technique of eye pins. I showed you this not too long ago in a video, how to make some earrings with these. I showed you quite a few pairs of earrings to make, 5 pair I believe, with eye pins. And I have this little heart connector bead. It has loops on each side of the heart. And I wanted to show you this before I do it so you see what I'm doing here. I've connected the 2 eye pins to the little heart. So I'm going to set that one aside for a second. I also have 2 silver seed beads, and I have 12 tiny little round glass beads. When I say tiny, these are rondelles, and they are 4mm rondelles. Then I have 6 twist tube beads. These are silver plated twist tube beads. If you don't have those, you might be able to use some bugle beads. First thing we're going to do is take this little heart connector and the eye pins, and I'm going to open up the eye pin loop to the side and then slip it on the heart and close it up. That's what we have so far. Take the other eye pin, open it up to the side, the loop to the side, and facing the same direction as the first one, put it through the loop on the heart connector component. It's like a little bracelet component. And close that up. Close it up, give it a pinch if you need to, just make sure it's closed all the way. So now we have 2 of these. You probably know where I'm going with this, but let's do it. Let's take and thread one of our 4mm round rondelles on here. A rondelle means it's not completely round. Whoops. You know what, I'm going to do one of these at a time. Put the rondelle on here. This is red. You could use any color you'd like. And then add a twist tube bead and another rondelle and a twist tube bead. If it won't go through, get another one, because sometimes the plating on here can make it difficult to get the head pin through here. I'm going to stop here and add a little seed bead at the top. Okay. Now I want to make a loop at the top. You can see that the loop here at the bottom goes this direction, and I want to make a loop at the top that's in line with this loop, in line with it. So I'm going to push the beads down, bend this wire. I don't believe I need to trim any off, and I'm going to make a loop, and I'm going to close it all the way for now. It's going to be larger than the loop on the other end, and that's okay. This is what we have so far. I hope that's showing up for you. Now on the next one, let's take, on the next eye pin, same thing. We're going to add a round bead, a twist tube bead, a round bead, twist tube bead, and finish off with a round bead. So this is what we have. Again, pushing the beads down and just checking what direction this loop is facing at the bottom. The loop right here. I want to make sure that my loop at the top is in line with that. I forgot to put my seed bead on top. I think we're going to need a couple more seed beads too as I'm looking here. Trying to make my loops opposite of each other, but in line with each other. Bend that, make a loop, close it up. This is what we have. Just going to set that aside while I finish this one. Red bead, or pink, or purple, whatever color you like. One thing I need to say is that the hole in the round bead, or the rondelle bead in this case, needs to be small enough that these twist tubes do not slide through it. That one doesn't work. Try another one here. Yeah, if your hole in this bead is too large, the twist tube bead is going to slide into the bead, and you don't want that. Okay, we've got 3, and I apologize, I need to grab a couple more seed beads here. I thought I had everything laid out for this, and I did not. But we have 3 rondelles and 2 twist tube beads. And again, I'm going to line up this top loop with the bottom loop. When I say line up, I mean that they're laying on the same line. This is flat this way, this is flat here. One more to go. And try to make sure your seed beads are similar in size. You know, I mean, their seed beads are small. Okay, lining this up. And this is what we have. We have 2 of these now, 2 little hearts. We need some ear wires. Just going to use the French ear wire. Oh, and I do need 2 little jump rings. So yes, you'll need 2 jump rings. These are 4mm. I'm going to try the 4mm before I try a larger one. You'll need 2 pliers, one to hold it stationary, one to open it up. And I do want to turn the heart upside down and just pick up the loops on both of your dangles here. Make sure they're not twisted, and then slip it through the loop on the ear wire. You want to do that fairly quickly so that it doesn't get twisted. Let's take a look at it. You know, I think that's going to work. I'm going to finish the other one the same way. Again, I'm going to turn the heart upside down so that when I flip this over, it's upright. Again, I'm going to pick up on each of these. Make sure it's straight. And close that up. Are those cute? Oh my gosh, I've never done them before with the beads in between the twist tubes. And as I said, they have to be very small beads because if not, the hole will be too large and these twist tubes will fall right through there. But yeah, I'm really happy with these. Pair number 5 is done. Before we do pair number 6, I have a Valentine's for you here. I've got your number, cute little girl, and you can call on me anytime. Like a little puppy dog. Oh my gosh, that is cute as can be. Oh, I see. She's on the phone, and then the phone cord goes all the way into the puppy's mouth. How cute is that? I'm sure this is Geneva again. It is Geneva from Martha. But I don't know if that'll lay flat to show you or not, but cute as can be. For pair number 6, I have 2 eye pins. These are about 1.5 inches long. The eye pins. I have 2 ball head pins. These are very lightweight head pins. 2 more of those vintage plastic cubes. 2 6mm glass bicones. 2 butterflies. 2 hearts. And 2 round beads. Let's work on the top of the earring first. I'm going to add the cube bead, the butterfly, and the little bicone crystal. So that's what I have so far. Let's go ahead and do that for the other earring. The cube, the butterfly, and the bicone, crystal bicone. So what are we going to do with these hearts? First of all, I'm going to put this little round bead on top. And let's go ahead and finish these off. It looks like a little butterfly angel, doesn't it? I think it does. All right, I'm going to push all the beads down, put my thumb on the top of that bead, bend that. I don't think I need to cut anything off. I'm just going to make a loop and close it up because I'm not sure what ear wires I'm using yet. Same thing here, push the beads all the way down. So we have two little butterfly angels. Almost looks like angel wings with the butterflies. Let's take the little hearts and the little ball pin, head pin, and put the heart on here. What I'm going to do is to wire wrap it. I need to allow just a little bit of room between the top of the bead and my round nose pliers so that I can wrap around here 2 or 3 times. Push this away from me so it's at a right angle. Reposition my tool, bring it up around my round nose pliers. Again, reposition my tool and pull the wire past. I know it's very hard to show how to do this. This is what I have. And you know what? I have far too much room between the bead. It must have slipped up when I was working on it. Far too much room here for the dangle. Let's just try another one. I can always redo this. I'm going to go, I don't know how I got so long on that. I'm going to go closer to the heart this time. Make sure I have a good grip. Push this over to a right angle. Reposition. Roll this back and up over. Reposition. It's still getting way too long on me, and I don't know why. I am not happy with my wire wrapping on this today. I don't know if it's me or if it's the wire, or I guess it's me. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to take a head pin and I'm going to put a little seed bead, because maybe you don't like to wire wrap anyway. So seed bead at the bottom, seed bead at the top. I'm going to bend this, and it's a lot stiffer when we're down that low, and I'm just going to trim this down and make a loop. Sometimes the best intentions just don't work out. I have no answer for it today. It's just not working for me. If I had shorter head pins, I would just use them. Again, I'm bending this at the top, trimming it down, making a loop. Much easier. I need to straighten this up a little bit. Straighten it up, close it up. But I do need to open it sideways so I can slip it on the bottom of the earring onto the bottom of the eye pin, the loop of the eye pin, close it up. Sometimes there's different ways to achieve the same goal, and that's what I'm doing here. Now we have our little heart on here. So whether you want to wire wrap it or just use a head pin and make a little heart dangle, you go for it. You do what you like. I think I'm going to use these ear wires on here. I'm going to open up the top loop sideways, slip these on, close it up. And we have pair number 6. There we go. They look like little butterfly angels with a little heart dangle. Time for Valentine. Do you care it for me? I'm off my bean about you, Valentine. Got a little green bean, a little carrot. Cute. Yep. Well, it doesn't say Geneva, but it's from Nancy. Cute little Valentine. Let's make pair number 7. You know, you can make a pair of earrings every day of the week. We've got 2 2-inch head pins, and these are a copper color, kind of antique copper. We have 2 metal copper hearts with some texture. We have two smooth silver hearts, two kind of a light silvery gold puffy hearts, and two gold hearts. These are all metal beads. They're all different. All the hearts are different. Two seed beads and two 3mm round beads. Starting out with our 2-inch head pins, pick up a seed bead. As I've told you, if it doesn't fit, just try another one. This one doesn't want to work. Make sure it goes down all the way and try to make sure that they're the same size. Close enough. Add the larger of the hearts. Mine are copper. I'm going to add these smooth hearts that are the next size if we're working down in size. And then I'm going to add the puffy hearts. So we have 3 colors, 3 textures, and then the gold hearts. So what we're doing here is we're stacking hearts with a variety of textures and color. Let's add the round bead. And because I'm mixing metals, I'm going back to a copper ear wire, just pushing the beads down so that I can bend this at a right angle. It's too long, so I need to trim it down to about 1/4 inch. Make a loop. I'm going to go ahead and close it all the way. You need to pull back and close it up until you're happy with it. Let's push all the beads down here, bend at a right angle, trim it down, make a loop. This wire is stiffer than my silver plated wire. Take the ear wire, open up the loop sideways, slip this on, close it up. Same thing with the other ear wire. Open it sideways, slip the earring on, and close it up. And we have a cute pair of stacked heart earrings, various colors, various textures. Just work with what you have. These are cute. I'm excited to share with you some of Mark's handmade earrings. Mark makes his own ear wires and everything. We have a silver plated with a crystal with an AB finish. Pierced earrings, of course. We have gold plated with AB crystals. There's a crystal that he worked into the ear wire, a dangle crystal here, and a crystal at the bottom. He made every one of these, and here's the red with gold, and then we have the gold with the clear crystal. We have an assortment in our eBay store, Avante Avenue, for Mark's handmade heart earrings. We have limited supply of the various colors, but I'll put a link below the video if you'd like to go to our eBay store and check these out. I'm not sure what he has them priced at, but I know they're not too bad. And as I said, he made everything, the ear wire, the heart. Each one has 3 crystals on it, and they're just beautiful. So if you're interested, please check it out. If you'd like to vote, this is pair number 1. The flowers, pair number 2. Pair number 3. Pair number 4. Pair number 5. Pair number 6. And pair number 7. If you'd like to vote, comment on whichever one you like, or maybe you like more than one. You can make a pair for every day of the week. The earrings that I shared with you today will be available in our eBay store, Avante Avenue. You'll find a link below the video. Look for the word more. Open up that drop-down box, and you'll not only find the link to our eBay store, Avante Avenue, you'll also find links to any tools and supplies that I can recommend. I hope you had fun today making some Valentine earrings, and I hope you enjoyed the Valentines that I shared. I have one more for you. Valentine greetings, Glamour Gal. You're terrific from stem to stern. Oh no, I just randomly picked this. When you strut by, the heads all turn. Your hair ain't bleached. Your teeth are real. Oh my gosh, what am I getting myself into? And you darn near sizzle with sex appeal. How's chances? And they wrote, they are not. They are not. I just randomly grabbed this to wrap up the video. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'm Vicki with Avante Jewelry, and I'll see you in the next video.